If you take a look at the 30 wealthiest people on the planet, you'll notice a common pattern. Every single one of them built their fortune by selling something. All of them except for Warren Buffett. Unlike the others, Buffett accumulated his massive wealth not by creating, producing, or distributing products but by mastering a single skill: budgeting. Well, to be more precise, he mastered the art of playing around with numbers, something he found genuinely enjoyable. But before we go any further, let's clear up a major misconception. Budgeting isn't just about saving money, it's about managing money. In fact, budgeting is not only essential for building wealth but also crucial for preserving it across generations. A great example of what happens when budgeting is ignored can be seen in ESPN's 30 for 30 documentary, which explored the financial downfall of athletes. Take Antoine Walker, for instance, who earned $110 million over 13 seasons in the NBA. Despite his massive earnings, he lost it all, just like many other former athletes. The inability to budget is the main reason why over 75% of professional athletes in the US go broke within 3 years of retirement. Similarly, more than 70% of lottery winners end up not just broke but in debt a few years after winning life-changing sums. Time and time again, society has proven that when people come into wealth without understanding the fundamentals of budgeting, they don't stay rich for long. So, if you want to build wealth and actually keep it, the first skill you must master is budgeting. A critical aspect of budgeting is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. If you search online for the definition of an asset, you'll find a lot of complex explanation, mostly framed from a bank's perspective. But for personal finance, the definition is much simpler. Assets put money into your pocket while liabilities take money out. Take buying a house for example. Is your home an asset or a liability? It depends on how you use it. If you're living in it, it's a liability because you're continuously paying for the mortgage, utilities, insurance, and maintenance. Some argue that real estate is always an asset because property values generally rise. While that might be true until you actually sell the house for a profit, it remains a liability because it constantly drains your finances. A classic example of financial mismanagement is former heavyweight boxing champion Evander Holyfield, who spent a significant portion of his fortune on a massive 44,000 square foot mansion. While he paid for it in cash, the upkeep costs were so high that it eventually contributed to his financial downfall. On the other hand, if you buy a house and rent it out, generating more income than your mortgage payments, then it becomes an asset. However, the moment the house sits vacant and you're covering the mortgage out of pocket, it shifts back to being a liability. The key takeaway is not just about what you own, it's about how money flows in and out of your finances. Managing cash flow is the essence of financial success. You can start mastering this skill right now by tracking your income and expenses using a financial statement. While it might seem complicated at first, all you really need to focus on are two sections: the income statement and the balance sheet. The income statement tracks all the money you earn, whether from a salary, rental properties, business profit, stock dividends, or royalties. The expenses section includes all your monthly costs like mortgage payments, credit card bills, car loans, and utilities. Regularly reviewing your financial statement helps you recognize where your money is going, making you more mindful of spending habits that may be holding you back. You might think that simply tracking income and expenses is too basic to make a difference, but this habit forms the foundation of financial success. Without it, you'll always be guessing where your money is going and you won't be able to make informed financial decisions. In fact, studies show that 65% of Americans don't even know how much money they spent last month. That's 215 million people who are at risk of financial instability simply because they don't follow their cash flow. Once you have a clear picture of your financial statement, the next step is to focus on cash flow management. Most people earn money, pay for necessities, and then spend whatever is left on entertainment, clothes, or vacations. Their income disappears through expenses and they never see it again. To build wealth, you need to do the opposite. Analyze your expenses, cut unnecessary costs, and allocate as much as possible toward buying real assets. Instead of just saving leftover money, use it to invest in assets that generate more income over time. If you structure your cash flow correctly, your income will first cover essential expenses and the rest will go toward acquiring assets that continuously generate more wealth. Over time, this approach will not only stabilize your finances but also put you on the path to financial freedom. The key to speeding up this journey is breaking bad money habits that keep most people poor. If you want to learn what those habits are, watch this next video where we dive into the 12 worst money habits and how you can avoid them. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.